is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Bad Decisions Show. You asked for it, you're gonna get it. You wanted more Unreal Engine MCP comparisons. Last episode, we showed you guys how we connected Claude to Unreal Engine and had it build the Osaka Castle blockout. It blew our mind, it blew yours, and clearly people on Instagram, because it already has 300K views in just 24 hours and over 6,000 sends. So people are getting so intrigued by the fact that Claude can actually help you by building out parts of your scene so that you can work on more shots. It is a revolutionary concept, never seen before. But most people's concern was, how much credits did you use? All right, is this expensive? Well, for today's episode, we decided to try out a local free model that we downloaded on our Dell computers because it can handle it, and we're running it to Unreal Engine to show you guys the results. Next up, we're also covering invideo Agent 2. This is their latest agentic workflow that allows you to talk to a smart co-creative director who helps you with storyboarding and prompting. So if you have no understanding of how to create scenes and you just have ideas in your head, you can talk to this agent, and apparently it can help you by doing your previs and sending your prompts to ChatGPT, to Nano Banana, to CDance 2.0. We can do all of that. We tested it. We're going to show you our results.
And finally, during our live stream, many of you asked us to review the new trailer of Ramayana. We haven't watched it. We are going to watch it live in this episode together, and we're going to comment on it. Shall we begin?
I think we should.
Let's go. Prat,
All
are
right.
we live on Instagram too?
Yes, we're live on Instagram
amazing.
too.
Yeah, we're planning to do this. So if you're watching on YouTube, just know that for the next few episodes, we'll be going live on Instagram before we upload it to YouTube. Okay, let's begin with the big freaking elephant in the room that is Unreal Engine, MCP. Can we use local AI models to run Unreal Engine? First and foremost, for people who were missing in the last episode, I don't know why you were, but if you did, let's show you what exactly happened last week. A quick brief breakdown. This is the video that summarizes what we did. Claude on the left side, Unreal Engine editor on the right side. We asked it to go ahead and get the dimensions of the Osaka Castle build out from the Shogun series and also the real life castle. It did, but as you saw, Pratt, go back really quickly, please. The first round, even though it did the job within about 5 minutes, did the research, it got one thing wrong, Farhad, which were the pillars that are appearing in the middle of the room. They're not supposed to be there. They're only supposed to be on the sides. So Pratt, if you go to our reference, we gave it this reference. We said, check this reference. It should look like this. And then after one prompt to fix things, it redid the entire scene. And Farhad, you can see in a moment, we get to exactly what it's supposed to look like.
See, the pillars have moved to the side. And by the way, for anybody who's watching, we use Fable 5, right?
Yes, we did, which is the most capable model.
And now started putting the materials and textures.
Yeah, because we asked it, the second thing we asked it was, we have the wood pillars in our asset folder. It cannot download them. We did it ourselves. Go ahead and replace your blockouts with the actual wood pillars. And it did that. Now, this is not something that I cannot do myself. I'm not saying that. I'm not claiming that I'm incapable of doing it. We were just trying to show you and demonstrate that there are agents now that can work with you inside Unreal Engine and do things for you. And the next thing we asked it to do was set up the textures on the walls, which it did. And although they are stretched and squeezed and not perfect, it still managed to look on Wikipedia, find the accurate textures to put on the wall, which means it also understood materials. And it one thing that it did is when it's starting to fix problems, it actually captures screenshots of the scene, analyzes them visually, and tries to figure out what's wrong. And it did that. So we stopped right there. We said, okay, this is a pretty cool first impression. And it blew our mind. You guys were impressed. We could see it in the comments. Clearly, everyone on the internet, including people on Instagram, were amazed by the capabilities. Some people were scared, naturally, but most people just amazed at what this can do. Now, you can use this for different cases,
and this
right?
is the worst that it can ever be.
Yeah,
these models are keep getting better, but what you can imagine is if it can do this now, imagine where this can be in 2 years' time, 3 years' time.
Yes. And if you're joining us for the first time, the possibilities are endless because with Unreal Engine, you can do so many things, right? It's not just about making animation. So don't just lock your mind to, oh, this is just gonna come and do my shots for me. No. Many people work with architectural visualization, which means they try to recreate ideas that only exist in the mind and visualize it inside Unreal Engine and show it to the clients.
They do buildings and real estate.
Exactly. So show it to clients so that they can sell the idea of what rooms will look like, what houses would look like, or even not just when they're building it before the house is there. They're also using it for interior designs. Let's say someone is trying to redo their house and they want to see what the wall textures will look like with sofas placed in there, with new tiling. All of that can be visualized inside Unreal Engine. And that's just like one of the industries. So people who work in ArcViz can truly use this feature to speed up their process so that they can serve more clients and showcase more products. And this is just again a tiny use case that is exciting. But as I said before, Farhad, you remember we read the comments.
Yeah.
Most people were concerned about the price. Now, at Bad Decisions, we do have the luxury of spending a lot of money on different AI models because it's our job, right? This is what we have to do in order to be able to show you guys the results. So we have the max account on Claude, the max account on ChatGPT. We got the max account on Higgsfield, the max account on invideo. We got a max account everywhere. And we're burning because we're trying to break the system and understand what works, what doesn't work, and show you guys the experiments. But I remember myself when I wasn't working in this field or when I was a student, you don't have the money to spend on every single AI model and every single platform.
And you don't have the money if you're spending it and you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Yes.
You might get the AI model, you pay $200, connect it to Unreal Engine. If the result doesn't work, that $200 is gone.
Exactly. And the next thing I would say is that I understand for companies who have private data, they'd be afraid to share that data with the frontier models such as ChatGPT and Claude because they're afraid that their data could be stolen. Valid reason, which is why we said, okay, the only fair thing to do is to go ahead and try to download an open source free model, the Brain, that runs natively on our computer, no access to the internet. I mean, we do give it access to the internet, but it's not connected anywhere and is using the compute of our computer, which means it's going to be substantially slower. But can we actually hook it up and have it run inside Unreal Engine exactly like Claude did? And what would it look like? So we gave ourselves the same time frame that we did when we tried Claude. Right before the show, in the last episode, we spent about 2 hours, tested Claude, we got the results, and you guys saw it. We gave ourselves a little bit more time this time, about 4 hours today, and we tried to download a model and run it. And I have a video I want to show you guys. It's going to surprise you. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know, but I think it will. Let me just quickly describe what's happening here, Farhad. At the top, you're looking at LM Studio. LM Studio is essentially the place where you can load up the model. Okay, think about it that way. So you can download any open source free model.
Like Qwen, Gemma, Kimi.
Exactly.
All of them
DeepSeek.
Okay.
You can download all of these open source free models.
On your PC. So you'll go to LM Studio, you download them on your PC, and then you're able to use them for different tasks, whether it's connected to Unreal, whether you want to use it as, your personal ChatGPT or whatever, you can do that.
Absolutely. And when you go to the download section, you'll have the options, but just be careful if you're going to try this out before we teach you how to do it. For instance, on YouTube or on our Ultimate AI program, be careful because the ranges of models are crazy. They have models with billions, like hundreds of billions of parameters. And you have to understand those models require beefy computers. The reason we're able to run it is because we're using the Dell computers, which come with A6000 Pro, NVIDIA cards with 96 gigabytes of VRAM. And the higher the parameter, the billion parameters of the models, the more compute it's going to need and the more VRAM. So you have to be careful. You can ask ChatGPT which model can run on your computer, give it the specs, but there are also lower end models. There are Gemma models that are like 2 billion parameter or 4 billion, but beware. We covered this, by the way, in the foundation of our Ultimate AI program, just to explain to you how parameters work. When you look at a model and it says 2 billion parameter or 8 billion or 32 billion, going up to trillions, because Claude and ChatGPT are both in trillions right now, they're just like our brain. In our brains, we have neurons and neural pathways. These connections are what allows us to reason and think. And the more neurons, the more neural pathways, the more capability your brain has. We have about 80 billion neurons in our brains. So when you're thinking about these models, you can think about it the same way. When you're running a Google 2 billion parameter model, you're using a Google that has, let's say, 2 billion neural pathways versus the one we're running here is a Qwen 3.6 at Pratt. Can you see how many billion parameter? It's 27, I think. I think it's 27. Is it
Qwen
too
3.5, 122 billion.
120.
No. Wait. No.
Do you switch it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's 27 billion.
27. Okay.
So can I give one more explanation here if you don't mind? I had two models, Qwen 3.5, 100 something billion, and a Qwen 3.6, 27 billion. Now, at first glance, you may be asking why not use the Qwen 3.5? It's much higher.
But these are more optimized because these are the newer models.
Exactly.
So with less parameters, they can do better reasoning and better compute.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So for the case here, we used 3.6. We checked with ChatGPT. We said, is this a smart enough model? Said, yes, of course, it's not going to be like Claude, but we checked the benchmarks. It does incredibly well in benchmarks. So we went in thinking, you know what? This is going to rock. Let's take a look. The first request, place a cube in the center of the screen. This is a sped up video, 2x at the moment. And it spent about 35 seconds to 40 seconds reasoning through what it can do. And at the very end of it, you'll see here, oh, right there. There, you can stop the video here. After about 30 to 50 seconds, reasoned through what it can do. And what MCP is, we found out more information to give to you today, Model Context Protocol. It's a gateway to Unreal Engine. There are 3 check marks on the right side of the screen. Those are the user lists, the tool list, for instance, which means it gets to know every time you ask it questions, what are the tools available to it, and then has to figure out which one is right for the job you're asking for. And it has to do that every time. And so that's why it's taking 45 seconds to 60 seconds trying to figure out how to place the cube there and what tool it needs to use. And, this is pretty cool. In 45 seconds, place a cube, which means it worked. I didn't spend any money.
That's the plus side. But you lost time because you could do it in 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then asked it for something else. I dragged the cube down below the floor, Farhad, and I said, can you place it back on top? I want to see if it can figure that out. And then this is the part that blew my mind. So I'm sitting there with the guys behind LM Studio, and this is now 4 or 5x the speed. It's been thinking for 5 minutes and 6 or 7 minutes after that. And it's reasoning, and I can see its thought process just trying to figure out what to use for this. And it does it for so long that it loses context of the conversation. And at the very end, this is the message. Maybe you can read it, maybe not. But it says, oh, the user said hello. Maybe I should say hello back. And after freaking 8 minutes, the response is, hello. I want to say that I can help you with Unreal Engine, something like that. Farhad, when I saw this
Disaster.
Do you remember how pissed off I was?
Yeah, disaster. 8 minutes, basically no result.
And with the same, a lot more complex request with Claude.
Much more complex task, much less amount of time.
Yeah.
Claude built the entire castle.
Yeah.
The entire castle.
The
Here
block
is the
out
cube.
of the castle.
The block out. Here is the cube. Just bring it out.
And he can't do that.
Couldn't do it. But why?
This is where we went to Claude and ChatGPT and said, listen, you showed me the benchmarks. Clearly, these LLMs, the local free models, are not stupid. They're not dumb. Their benchmarks prove that they're incredibly capable. They can code, they can reason, they can think. What the hell is happening here? Is it the parameters? It can't be, right? And it said, this is the response. We highlighted it. And we're going to go through them. And it's fascinating. We talked about a concept, again, in the foundations of our Ultimate AI program, which is the harness concept. A harness is everything around the brain of the LLM, which means it's context, it's tool access, it's persistent memory, it's skills, so instructions of how to use different softwares and all that. And what you're essentially paying for when you're working with Claude and ChatGPT, and people bitch about paying them, but you have to understand what you're paying for is that fucking beautiful harness that they've spent so much time building. And we realize today the hard truth. Yes, using a local model is great. It's free. You don't share data. But God damn it, is it going to be complex unless you're willing to put in the time and unless you have the resources, the compute, and also the time and also the skills to go back and forth with ChatGPT and figure out how to fix it. Using Claude at like a couple of, I don't know how many dollars you want to pay for, but let's say $20 to $200 a month, you can do so much more because all of it is done behind the scenes. You don't touch anything. You just tell it what you want in Unreal Engine and it will figure it out. So let's talk about, Farah, what's actually happening here. Do you have anything you want to tell me?
No, I'm thinking that in the future, what will happen is these companies like Epic Games, Blender, even Adobe might come out with protocols themselves that help people connect their software to open source models.
Yeah.
So not only they give the MCP, they'll give you templates, they give you workflows, they give you projects. So when you connect Qwen, right now, Qwen is like, it came to Unreal Engine. It's like seeing Unreal for the first time. I don't even know what button to press. I don't even know where to go.
Absolutely.
If there is a manual that I can read, yes, of course, I can go online and read the documentation, but I need something that is made for AI.
Exactly.
That I can look at and say, oh, Faraz wants to move the cube. This is how you do it. Bam. I think Claude and ChatGPT, they have devoured, they have swallowed everything on the internet. That's why they have so much context when it comes to make me this motion graphics, change this scene for me, make this photo, make this video. They understand. But all of these open source models, they are really powerful, but they just don't have enough knowledge about that particular subject.
You know what's the best way to put it? Aside from what you just said, imagine you get the smartest person in the world who can code, but has never used Unreal Engine. And then you tell them, hey, go ahead and shift this cube. Of course, it's going to take them 10 freaking minutes to figure out where the buttons are and how to use the software. That's exactly what's happening here, but behind the scenes. So let's take a look at what ChatGPT's description of it is. It says Claude was actually working with a mature Unreal agent system. And that's what you're going to need to build on your own if you're going to use the free local open source models. What we were doing was using a naked local model connected to 3 raw MCP gateway tools. Something like I told you, having access to the tools, that's like one of the things that I had. So it said your LM Studio conversation had an empty system prompt, which is true. I just went in, did exactly what I did with Claude. I just told it what I want. But Claude has its own system prompts, its own harness already developed. Here, there was no system prompt. There's no general way of it knowing exactly what we're planning to do. I just gave it an instruction and it really didn't know what or how to do it. So it had no Unreal specific operating instructions. I'm going to skip the context window and all that. That's actually important for why it forgot the first message and it said hello. But let's go to the next thing. Claude has additional capabilities. That's the harness. Image inspection, automatic storage of oversized results, and project memory. That's so important. Image inspection. The Qwen model I was running has no visual capabilities. It wasn't multimodal.
You know, when you are running Codex or Claude, the moment you ask them something, it will load up different skills. View image, go to browser, upload document, check Excel. All these skills are immediately called. So they are giving you the model with 1,000 skills, which are automatically called based on your request. And it's so smart that every time you ask them something, it knows which skill to pick.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't even have to tell it. You don't even have to tell it.
You're basically paying for all of this.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And it's even more evident now that we've run this experiment. And why the image inspection, for instance, is one of the reasons we failed is so important. You have to understand that the code, the code can see, for instance, through the code, where the cube is placed based on the XYZ coordinates. But for instance, when there is a tiny overlap, it cannot tell that through code. It needs to visually see it. Or when the texture is squeezed, it doesn't know how much it is squeezed unless it can see it. And so the Qwen model we were running wasn't multimodal. It doesn't have that capability. We'll get to the fix later in this episode. We'll get to that. But let's talk about some of the other problems. So Claude already knew the exact Unreal MCP calling convention. Qwen repeatedly guessed incorrect tool sets and tool names. Again, we do have the gateway. The door was open. It just had no instructions. Claude did, and we didn't know that. Claude generated batch scripts. So for the task that he was sending, Whereas Quen was making 14 individual calls for a simple cube operation and forgot the original request. Quen is our Quen version was text only. We already talked about that. And one of the simplest things that we didn't do was that when during the Unreal Fest, they mentioned the MCP with Claude. They did mention they had this GitHub. There was a Claude code skill for Unreal Engine.
So this is the part that you should have access to get all the knowledge for Unreal.
And by the way, this is not hard. All I had to do
Just
with
to
the guys
search.
was just give this to the LLM and he would then have the understanding. But we're just walking you guys through what you have to do to build it. So then if Pratt, you go back, go back there. So if you look at the top, go back up a little bit, yeah, perfect. So you see, once you give this, it gets access to 30 plus tool sets such as actors, blueprints, materials, Niagara, control rigs, sequencers, state trees, widgets, gameplay ability system, and automation testing and more. Now let's go back to the image, the graphic. At the bottom, what it said is now we need to go ahead and create an agent layer. The agent layer, think about it like the harness as well, where we can give it persistent memory. So as we talk to it, it will remember what we're talking about. It will hold that memory. Then cached MCP schemas. That's what Claude is doing. So it learned from that. This is ChatGPT saying what Claude was doing. We were talking to 3 LLMs at the same time. And batch execution. So that's something we need to add. So all of these tiny things that you can see right here that we have to add, plus using a multimodal model for image inspection. And perhaps even when you run this, you're still going to run into problems. Long story short, what we learned was that the price you're paying for when you're using Claude and ChatGPT is not just the fact that, oh, it's, on the web, you can easily access it. No, when you're actually going to more complex use cases, such as connecting your LLM to your favorite tool and building things, that's when the price actually really, really makes you understand why you're paying it.
The way I look at it is that when you're using these open source models or free models, there is a huge initial setup in terms of time and maybe skill also that you need to
not
put,
maybe,
yeah.
both.
So basically, if you are deciding that, hey, I want to do this, I don't want to pay, I want to run everything locally, you have to understand that with Claude and with ChatGPT or any other, with Gemini, something that you pay for, you actually don't have to allocate a dedicated setup time. It's just your own learnings. You can get it done in a few hours. When you want to start using these open weight models, now you have to consider, okay, I need a few days to set them up, to make sure that everything is okay. Then I'm testing it. If you're a company with a few people and you have the budget and you have the hardware and you're doing it for the long term, why not doing it that way? But if you're an individual, in my opinion, using Claude and ChatGPT would be the best way, at least for now. And because these models are getting smarter and their tokens become cheaper. I have recently started experimenting with Terra instead of Sol. Yeah. So all of my mid-level complexity task all is done by Terra.
That's true.
And Terra, when I look at my usage, because I always monitor my usage, barely spent anything. The moment I go to Sol Extra High or Fable 5, of course, I can see the increase in consumption. But when I go to Opus models or Terra models, they are really good. So I can do hours of work, barely moving, my progress bar. Yeah. So even our studio, we are like 3 of us here in station. We have amazing hardware, Dell T2 towers. We still don't think we should go to local models and train our own, because when we use Anthropic and OpenAI models, it's faster and it's give us better results.
In this case, what we want to end with is that we are going to continue to explore this. This is not where it ends. We're not saying, okay, it failed, we're not going to do it. What we wanted to show you is exactly what Farah just said. You have to first ask yourself this question. Is it worth my time to go ahead and build these systems, or no, my time is worth more than the $200 I'm paying a month, that's a max plan, for Claude, and I can run it with that and save so much more time.
Actually, you should try it with Terra and see what is the result, because Terra is fairly cheap, or even Luna. Like try with Terra and Luna, see what the result will be.
I agree with you. Then the other question arises, which is if you want to keep the data private.
Again, if I told you, if you are a big company, sure.
Yeah.
But if you are,
but the discussion, that's why the discussion remains open. I'm still genuinely curious, when I build the harness around a Gemma model or a Quen model, how will it perform? So let's say let's say we do this, okay? Maybe for next week, until next week, we'll experiment a little bit and try to build that agent layer around it. And once we do, by the way, for the agent layer, I'm going to actually need ChatGPT and Claude to do that for me. So eventually I'll need to use them
You have to
anyways.
use them anyways.
But let's say when I do set it up, can I get it working well enough that I can say, hey, I don't have to use Claude and ChatGPT. Quen can sufficiently resolve my problems inside Unreal Engine. That's the question we want to solve. And if you guys are curious, let us know. Because if you guys don't want that, we will not do it. Because we have to spend a lot of time doing this. And a lot of credits. Farah was angry at me for burning credits
today. I
was doing it for you guys.
I was looking at Fable and Codex. I had to switch my Fable account to go to the different account. Fable was full. Our Codex, I think we have only 22%
Sorry,
left.
bruv.
Until 8th
Sorry, bruv.
August.
Sorry, bruv.
Take Pratt's account. He can take it.
Hello?
Pardon?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I won't use your accounts. I'll be chill.
But again, let us know in the comments if you guys want us to test with different methods. Maybe try an average paid model like Terra or maybe Opus 4.8 or 5, or build our own harness with Quen or Gemma models.
I'm thinking of doing it. I'm curious to see how it will
Let's
work.
give it a try.
But just showing you guys the process that we went through today and what it takes. Now, if you've been listening to us for the past 20 minutes and thinking about all these different terminologies that we've thrown around and what we've been showing you, and you really want to learn all of this, guys, we've spent 6 freaking months building the ultimate AI program just for this. Not only do we cover all of the theories, so all of the concepts like harness, open source models, all the different LLMs, all of that we're teaching you, plus practical real world projects that we have with our clients, we teach it to you inside the program. We launched just 2 days ago, and we have students from every single continent.
More than 30 countries.
And I'm just amazed by the amount of love you guys have given the program. We're going to show you guys more about the program in a bit, but let's keep going with the show. Next up, we're going to be talking about invideo Agent 2. Just last week, I think, we showed you guys our first agentic workflow, agentic creative workflow, let's call it that way, which was done in CapCut because Cdance 2.5 was recently released, but only exclusively on Dreamina CapCut because CapCut is owned by ByteDance and ByteDance is the owner of Cdance. Now it's going to be publicly released even on invideo very soon. So knowing how much you guys loved to see more agentic workflows, we wanted to go ahead and showcase invideo Agent 2.
Faraz, can you give a description of what an agentic workflow is? What's the difference of me going to, for example, Nana Banana or Cdance and prompt something, or go to a platform like invideo that had an agent called Agent 2 and talk to the agent? What would be the difference?
So I'll actually draw 3 differences. Let's put it that way. First level is you yourself alone. Okay? If you try to do all of this alone, when I say this alone, what we're talking about here is creative work. So when I say creative work, I'm talking about generating photos and videos purely. Okay. So you're working on commercials, ads, you're creating videos for social media, you're creating content for a brand.
Creating a short film.
Exactly. So all of those considered under the creative generative content, right? We're not talking about generating code here. That's what we were doing before in MCP. Here, we're talking about that. So specifically in this case, if Farhad were to do everything alone on his own, he'd be substantially slower. And also, you would expect Farhad to know exactly how to prompt. That's number one. Because if you don't know how to prompt, how the hell are you going to talk to Nana Banana to create images or Cdance to create videos? And the prompts, if you guys follow our program, are this long every single time. Farhad, are you capable of writing for every single image paragraphs after paragraphs, and that's just one image? So that's time and skill required. That's one. Second, it would also require Farhad to also have all of the skills necessary to make the videos. So Farhad needs to have taste when it comes to camera choices, camera lenses, lighting, angles, character description, storytelling, all of those things. So say assuming Farhad has those skills, you then have the option to go directly to ChatGPT or Claude. That's a second version, which is, let's say you have those skills, you kind of have an idea in your head, you go to ChatGPT and Claude, you talk to them, you get your prompts and everything, it's great, but every time you open up a fresh new chat, you're kind of depending on ChatGPT's pre-trained data to have the skills of cinematography and camera choices and all that. And although that's great, it still is not 100% contextual.
And also, it doesn't have the memory, right? Because you're moving from this session to the other session,
Yeah.
this model to the other model. Imagine you're making a commercial. You want to have every single thing about that commercial in a single session, right? You don't
Yes.
want to have it in different models, different sessions, because they're not going to have context.
Yes. And you know, you're using your ChatGPT and Claude for 100 other things.
Yeah.
And although it is capable, by the way, of generating prompts and storytelling and all of that, it's still not made specifically for that purpose. Do you understand what I'm saying?
it's like
not
a
a
skill,
special.
yeah.
It's not a specialized tool. It's a general tool.
Yeah.
It works great if you know how to use it. That's what we teach you. But let's say, okay, Farhad is getting in. He wants to use a specialized tool that has been trained specifically on storyboarding, has been trained on camera language, on color theory,
Pre-visualization.
on pre-visualization, on character creation. It's been trained on exactly the only things you need to create a visual story. That's what Agent 2 is about. It's literally the same brain of your ChatGPT, Claude, and your Gemini. It's essentially an LLM in the background, and that LLM has been trained with data that you would need for creating a visual story. So when you have a specialized tool, naturally what happens is that you have a much easier time. It's more intuitive to create things with them. And so what the Agent 2 here is promising is that you have a chat box and you're talking to it. And instead of you spending time creating the prompts, it already knows how to create prompts. So that's step number one. It's trained for that. So it understands CDANS 2.0. It understands how Nano Banana works, how ChatGPT Image 2.0 works. On top of that, it can also help as your brainstorming partner, okay? When you give it ideas, it will come back to you with more ideas. It gives you variations. And listen to me, I'm not saying it's perfect. I think humans are imperfect, so are machines. You may be making mistakes in your ideation. You may have contradictions. It will point it out. Or it may make mistakes in generating some of the concepts and you will point it out. It's a collaboration. You have to think of it that way. But when you have a smart machine and a smart human working together, you always create better results. What we wanted to test today, actually, in the exact same time period when we were working on the MCP for Unreal Engine, we tried to go ahead and see, let's say I'm not Farad's not Farad, Prat's not Prat. Let's say we don't know anything about camera language. We don't know about colors. We don't know about character creation. We don't know about prompting. So I think the best example, for instance, is someone who works in the marketing department of a company. You work in the marketing department, you have 100 other things you have to do. One of the things is, for instance, coming up with a video idea promoting the latest product or services.
And you want to pitch that commercial to the team, right? To the management.
Yes.
Or you want to pitch it to an agency. You have to come up with a storyboard to show it to them.
Yeah. This is the persona that we took today. When we were talking to this agent, we didn't assume that we know exactly, oh, you need a character sheet, for your characters. We didn't know all of this stuff. So we just started talking to it and told it the idea we had for a commercial and wanted to see if we can do a pre-visualization of our idea with Agent 2. Prat, can we pull this up, please? Let me just tell the guys what they're seeing on the screen. So on the left side, this is where you're chatting with the agent in a conversation format. And on the right side, everything you're seeing is the work of the agent. So the agent is taking all of your input and creating the images and the videos for you. And this is its workspace. And you get to visually judge the workspace. Okay, Prat, now let's go to the top of the chat. You can click the bars on the right. Yes.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, that will make it easier. Yeah, it's like a timeline on that side. This is us essentially just speaking to Agent 2 with the idea that we had for the commercial. Commercial concept came out in like a few minutes. We discussed it. It's a Pepsi commercial. And the Pepsi commercial goes like this. There's a horde of people in a circle in a white, endless space. And they're playing a game like Squid Games or Beast Games where they have to run to the center. There are two pillars on top of which sits a can of Coke and a can of Pepsi. And when the green light turns on like Squid Game, all of these guys run towards the center. They're punching each other. They're jumping on top of each other, pulling each other's legs until they get to the center, but ultimately who gets to the center? It's a young version of Faraz. And he gets to the center, and instead of choosing the Coke, he chooses the Pepsi can. And it ends right there, right? It's just like you go through all of this
It's like
chaotic...
a Super Bowl commercial.
Yes. So you go through all of this chaos, and you have to choose. You choose Pepsi. Okay? Simple idea, simple concept. We literally said everything, as I told you right now, over there. First thing it did, and by the way, we didn't prompt it to do all of this, is it created this script. It's not a script, actually. The right thing for it would be a brief.
Right?
Yeah, a shot list, a brief. For a 30 seconds commercial, by the way, actually, I should mention, it pops in multiple choices. So it asks you, first of all, is this for 16 by 9 or 9 by 16? Is it for YouTube or is it vertical?
So it will guide you through choosing your final format, basically.
Exactly. So you say, for instance, I want it to be 30 seconds. It asks you how long it should be. I said 30 seconds. And then based on your description, it starts planning the shots. Now I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. I didn't actually spend time reading it too much. I just wanted to visualize it, which is, I assume, what a lot of people will do. So I said, okay, cool, this is fine. Let's continue, Prat. The first thing it started doing was like, okay, we need to know what the Pepsi can and the Coke can should look like. It started putting in those images for me over there. I didn't send it these images.
So it went and found references for you.
Exactly.
Basically like mood boarding for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So at the first part, it loaded up the World Cup can for Coke. And I said, that's wrong. I don't want to use the World Cup can. So it replaced it. I said, I want Coke Zero and I want Pepsi Zero, extra fizz. After it did that, it then started creating some reference images of the location. So this is not the final images. This is the location set. Was like, is this roughly the idea that you have in your head? And look to the top right. It actually created the prompt and everything itself. So I didn't tell it what to say.
So these are also all AI generated images that it went and generated for your reference.
It's connected to ChatGPT Image 2.0, Nana Banana Pro, Nana Banana 2. All I said was like, I want to use ChatGPT Image 2.0 because the quality of the images were better. And once it was done, you can see the next cool thing is, Prat, let's go to the top. There's a tab called Context. Top. Yeah. So it creates this brief automatically as you add more ideas. That's why it's called like the creative director, right? If you go down, it already has a white room cast and it has the reference, a white void arena. If you see that reference of the location is already locked in. We'll come back to this in a moment. So let's go back to the page 1. Go all the way down, please. After we confirmed the location, it confirmed the cans. So we can take a look. This is roughly what it's supposed to look like. I was like, yes, great. We move up. Now, go to the chat on the left side. If you can pull up where I submitted my own photo. So I just snapped a photo of myself while we were working. And I said, I want to create a baby version of me. I personally know how to do this. I can manually go ahead and do it. But for a lot of people who don't know how to create that transition in age, don't know how to prompt, this is freaking perfect. Because if you look at the right side now, it created the bottom right. Yeah. Created a baby version of me.
With the same hair.
Yeah, same hair. And what's amazing is that every time it actually prompts you back. It's like, hey, gives you multiple choices. Like, first, do you approve of this image? If not, what would you like to change?
What did you say?
So I said, I want a more colorful clothing and outfit for me. And then it created this.
Okay.
And then if you go back, go left. So then it started locking the character sheet.
You didn't ask it to do this.
No, so this is the crazy part. You can, I could. I've done another chat where I did, because I know all of the processes. I talk to it like I know things. And by the way, if you do know how to do it yourself, it's much better. You'll get a much better result. But I was pretending in this chat roughly to not know anything aside from the idea. And so I wanted to test out being like a super beginner to super advanced. Super advanced will give you the best results, of course. But super beginner is like, I don't even know you need a character sheet. I just know I want this character. So I keep asking it in the chat, what's next? What's next? And it told me, okay, next we need to build a character sheet. You can even ask it why. I didn't, I know, because you need these different angles for when you feed it to CDance 2.0 for your video generation. So it knows how to generate you from different angles. I also had it generate the character sheet for me in the different outfit. That's there as well. It did that too. Now that that's done, by the way, these are things you need to manually know yourself.
And these are all happening in a conversation, right?
All in a conversation.
Asking, how long will it take every time you go back and forth?
The model itself is fast. The generation itself takes time.
Okay.
The generation itself takes time, mostly because I was using Image 2.0 by ChatGPT on high, which is super high resolution. But if you use Nana Banana, for instance, it's a lot faster. So it really depends on what model you're using. But the conversation itself is relatively quick. Now we'll go up a little bit on the right side. So then the next thing it was doing was like, okay, we need a cast for all the people that are going to be there. And I was telling it myself here at this point, by the way, I just want to tell you the truth. I was telling it, hey, so at this point, now that we locked me, we know what I look like as a young kid. I want to know what the characters look like. And so it started giving me these sheets of characters. If you click on one of them, I told it. So again, just like a director in a marketing department, you tell it, I want all ethnicities, all races, all ages, just like more colorful characters.
The most random crowd.
Exactly. And then it started building this. So I even told it, I was like, I like the old Asian character, the grandma. And then go back to the left. Go left. I like the yoga guy there. I like the suited up guy. The suited up guy looks like a typical Iranian guy who does business trading. Real estate and trading. I don't know why. And then go left again. Yeah, you'll see more. I asked it to create even more. I like the Indian guy on the right. I like the Asian guy in the middle with the tattoos. And I just kept telling it what I like and what I don't like.
You're just casting for your commercial, right?
Exactly.
Like in a traditional model, basically, you would ask an agency to bring all the models to the studio.
Yes.
You would choose them. You would do fitting for clothes. That's exactly what is happening here too at the same time.
Yes. But all of this is happening in a conversation. Then let's go to the photo that was generated above this. Yes, let's click that. So here, this is where it got tricky. And I actually wanted to show you guys this to show you guys that anytime, again, you're working with a machine, you shouldn't surrender yourself to the machine. Again, I expect that you use your own intelligence. What actually happened here? Let's break this down. It tried to create the first overall storyboard. This is still not final. This is not going to be fed to Cdance. And I pretended like I don't know it, because when I looked at it, I was like, is this what you're going to feed to Cdance? Because there's some problems here. It was like, no, I'm just showing you the general idea, and then we'll create the storyboard one by one in full resolution. The problem that actually occurred here is this. Click that attachment, Pratt, please. Yes. In the chat, I found on another website called FrameSet. Yes, FrameSet, where they have beautiful cinematography, images of music videos and films shot on beautiful camera and lighting. I really like this concept of the white void, or like a light gray. So I gave it this, and I said, just use this for cinematography and lighting. If you actually go to the context page really quickly, Pratt, shout out to you, Pratt, by the way. You can see it there. It's a reference there for the white void arena. But then I think somehow in the prompt, or perhaps I don't even know if it was a prompt issue or if it was a ChatGPT Image 2.0 problem. But when it sent this as a reference, ChatGPT didn't understand that this is just for lighting. It actually thought this is supposed to be the main character. Let's go back to the page one. Yeah, if you click on that image again, you'll notice that almost everything, not this one, just the main one. You notice that the overall concept is right. We got the circle, we got the two pillars with the Pepsi and Coke. You got the characters there, them fighting. The general concept is there, but then it's the lady from the reference for lighting.
For the kid.
So I just told it. I said, hey, I think you got this wrong. Can you go ahead and get the kid in there? And if you go up again, we'll see that it's changing to the kid. Let's go to the next one. We're going to keep moving forward. And then it started generating more and more.
So these are all reference frames for you to understand what is the overall direction of the commercial.
Exactly.
And this is exactly what you need when you're pitching for a commercial, right? You take usually a slide to the client, to the agency, and you say, this is going to be my vision for the final outcome.
Yeah, so if you click that top left, yes. This, we came up together in the short amount of time that we had, was like the overall concept. Again, not in any specific order. It's just that we want to have that circle. We're showing the cans. We're establishing that. Then we're showing the characters in like that slide format. And that wasn't my idea. This is where it gets interesting. I had a general concept. I corrected it when it was wrong. And I told it the characters I wanted roughly. But you see the fact that it's gotten the exact camera angle the way it did, that is done itself. And this comes back to that harness. Remember we talked about the harness concept in the first section?
Yep.
What they did essentially here is build a harness around the brain. It understands when you tell it, I want this action sequence with a Squid Game style characters fighting each other. It understands, hey, it will be cool to do a close-up shot of the faces, and then also show at the top right, you'll see that feet on the floor. When
We have the standalone photo of that, right?
at the top. So if
Yeah,
Pat
yeah,
goes
yeah.
to the top,
We have all of these photos also generated separately. Go up, go up.
yes.
Yeah.
So this is something that I guarantee, unless you're a creative, you wouldn't know that you should do this shot. Unless you've done videos before in the past, you wouldn't know. And if you do know, then great, you'll get to do these faster. But the fact that if you don't know how to do these and this model is helping you with that, that's where it becomes interesting. But let's go back to another shot I want to show, which is the suit guy. Bottom. Yeah, here. This is another part that impressed us. It wanted to show before the light goes green, it should take the watch from the guy and he should open it up, put it in his pocket so he prepares for the fight. And it realized the first generation was wrong. It has the vision capabilities. It realized there's two watches, so it fixed it automatically. I didn't tell it.
Okay, so it checks its own work too.
Yeah, there are times that it gets it wrong, but there are a lot of times that it understands. And when it understands, it's such a cool thing to see because it generates the image. It's like, oh shit, that's not the right one. Let me rework it again. This is what makes it faster and more interesting because you're talking to like a person. It's also not lonely. You know, if you're creating alone, it's like you're actually talking to a person who understands.
You're bouncing of ideas, and sometimes you have certain shots in your head that you know you want it. For example, I want this close-up shot from this angle. But sometimes the proposed shot, when they are proposing it to you, and especially it's visual, it will help you create a better story overall. Because now you have, okay, now I have these 3 more options that I can put in the final video. And again, you get all of this shot list, and then you can decide which one I'm going to send to SitDance or any other video generation model for the final commercial.
Absolutely. I'll give you, Farah, another example where I was impressed is that green light. It's such a cool shot. Again, if you don't know visual languages, you would never be able to exactly establish this shot yourself. I told it Beast Game and Squid Game style, and it added it itself, and I loved it. So it's going to go in. And I wanted to just share this with you specifically with the guys because
I like the close up of the Chinese woman too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
This
would
is
you
not the
assume
big-
she's Chinese? Maybe she's Korean.
Chinese, definitely. I
She
lived
could be
in Malaysia
Korean.
for 12 years. I know this is a Chinese
She
woman.
she could be Korean. Could be actually Pratt. Could be Korean, right?
No,
Yeah.
definitely
Could be
Chinese.
Korean.
Definitely.
You're racist.
Ah.
100% racist. You're a verified, certified racist.
No, but it's pretty cool. You see, it's very consistent. Look at the clothes. For example, if I give the same task to like Codex or like Claude or GPT, it's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. You need to know how to use it. You need to be trained on using it. Whereas here, all you have to do is just go back and forth in a conversation and figure things out with it.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like you have an assistant. It's like, hey, yo, bro, I'm planning this thing out. Can you quickly do some research and give me some references? And
Yes.
then you have it.
Yes.
And it's great. And the fact that it can check its own work is, wow.
That's where it gets even more interesting. Now, just a quick check for you guys. If you go out of this shot, which is really nice, the bottom right in the chat, at the bottom, there's an agent to ultra. So you have a slider. We were using ultra for the whole thing, but you're essentially deciding on the intelligence level of your creative director here. The higher the intelligence, the better its reasoning capabilities. But of course, I assume more credits that you will be burning. But for the case here, we wanted to showcase the full potential. So we use it only on ultra. And what I also really like about it and why we said this is even better for people who really don't have the creative knowledge, but they have the ideas. They work in marketing firms. They are in the social media team, and they have the ideas and they have to create videos. They really just want to create something beautiful, but they don't know the tools to create them. If they manually go through the process, it will take them a lot of time. And there are other agentic workflows. We will cover all of them for you guys. One thing that I found quite fascinating with the guys here is how simple it is. You don't even have the option to enable or disable skills. So for instance, in CapCut, there's like 30 different skills, and sometimes when I read them, I couldn't actually figure out what's good for what.
Yeah,
so I had
especially if you
to
don't have the-
manually enable 3 of them. You know?
Yeah,
Here,
makes
I was
sense.
like, oh, it's simple. I just set the intelligence. I'll just talk to the model, and it will, just like Claude, load the right skills for the right job.
That's interesting. I recommend people give it a try, because the more you start playing with these models, the more you get used to how you should talk to them. And especially when we have these agentic workflows now, it even becomes easier.
Having a conversation with a really smart agent and being able to visually see your idea that we came up with in like a few minutes, the whole idea of the commercial. And now we get to visually see the characters, the set, what the shots could look like. It's such an incredible thing. And then you can decide how you want to build it. You can go ahead and build this in Agent 2 using Cdance 2.5 when it's released, or you can shoot it in real life.
Now you have the previous ready.
Exactly. You have imagine even Mr. Beast.
Yeah,
Mr.
he
Beast
would do
wants to shoot the commercial for his upcoming Beast games. He needs to visually see what it's like before they shoot it.
Yeah.
They were actually using Autodesk Flow Studio 2, right, for some of their shots.
Yeah.
So imagine this is also another tool that you can add to your skill sets that helps you do previs. And so we were interested in that. We tried it out for you guys. Let us know what you guys think about it. Once we create the full thing, and if you guys want to see that, let us know in the comments. We'll also give you guys a measurement of the amount of credits we use, because I know you guys are always interested in that. You want to figure out how much you spend on creating things with AI. So we'll share all of that with you guys as well. For anybody watching right now, there is literally less than a day left for you to join the Ultimate AI program. If you guys have not done that already, we've launched this just a few days ago. It's been a program we've been working on for the past 6 freaking months. Every single module, every single chapter is designed specifically to allow you to save time, win clients, and make money using the best AI tools out there. You know, every week, Tuesdays and Fridays, we're doing research. We're spending hours figuring out what works and what doesn't. On top of that, we have all of the clients that we're working with for different projects using different tools, but AI is now implemented into every single one of those projects. We have a single deal this year that is purely AI workflows. It's literally all the skills we've learned since the last year implemented into one project. And so we're bringing all of that knowledge, combining it, summarizing it so it's easy to understand, whether you're a beginner or advanced, and we're giving it to you right here for a membership program. A membership because it's updated regularly. This is not a one-off program. You get in, we're going to constantly release new modules. We're going to be doing live streams with interactive lessons, questions and answers, Q&A inside the live stream so you can get feedback on your work. And we already have, as Farhad mentioned earlier, people from all continents around the world. It's a global program of you guys. And so we even recorded the video earlier today how learning alone truly sucks. Luckily, I had the honor of having Farhad and Prat and everybody in Bad Decisions around. So I never really learned alone. But I can imagine for a lot of you, if you're spending it at 6 a.m. or 9 p.m. at night learning alone, when you hit a problem, you don't know how to solve it, it feels kind of lonely. And although the LLMs are there to help you, not feel that loneliness when you're learning, it's always great to have a community of people learning alongside you in the exact same way. And so when you have a global community of more than 30 countries now,
31
countries.
And I haven't checked during the show. Probably has increased.
Yeah. So more than 31 countries with a custom-made platform, which means that platform that you see right here, we call it the Netflix of education. It is made by us over the past 3 months. What does that mean? Any changes that you guys want to see that will bring value to everyone, we implement it. Farah, can you talk about the latest change you did?
So today somebody asked that when they are using the player, they wanted the playback speed to move from one video to another. They mentioned it, 10 minutes later it was in.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted Portuguese subtitle, 2 minutes later all the videos had Portuguese subtitle.
And then people wanted changes. So this is the community page. I mean, check this out. This is awesome. People are commenting, they're talking, they're sharing, they're getting feedback, they're asking questions, and all of that is happening here. This community is live, man. And we're talking to you guys inside the community. So on the show, we're talking to you guys, we're giving you guys info, but here when you're learning the actual practical workflows, you have questions. We answer them every day, every freaking day. There's no other platform like this. There's one other feature Farhad and Prat actually added. I love it. Prat, can you go to Flow chapter 3?
3, 4. Both of them have prompts and references.
So we decided to add this intuitive learning section, which means when you're watching the videos, of course, there's prompts that we use, there's workflows, there's references. Instead of you having to screenshot your screen, you have them here ready to copy. And you have the references. You can go to the original website where the reference was from and then find more references like it. And there is no fucking platform in the world that does all of this. And we're there every day with you. The price will increase in
24 hours. So right after the show, 24 hours pre-sale is over, and that's the lowest price that it will ever be.
Yeah, and we kept this until now for you guys. We've been talking about this program on the show before anywhere else. Instagram got to hear about it only a week ago or 2 weeks ago. You guys have been hearing about this since the past few months. And so what we want to ask of you is this. We really want you to learn. The only way to get in at the lowest price is now for the next 24 hours. After this, the price will increase and you cannot lock it at a low price anywhere, anytime.
So for the next part, we are going to watch the Ramayana trailer. Just
Why?
to give you guys a background, there were so many DMs, so many people commenting on our live stream on Instagram. Guys, please watch this video and react to it. So we haven't watched it. We want to watch it live with you guys. But just to give you guys some context, I started looking it up and see what is this movie about. So it's an epic mythological film made in India with heavy VFX by DNEG. I was surprised. So DNEG is one of the biggest visual effects studios. They are behind Dune Part 1, Part 2, Inception, Interstellar, all the big movies technically. Some of them are made with DNEG, the DNEG team. Of course, they are in London, in US, in India. But the budget, it's a 2-part movie, is $500 million. So let's watch it together.
Wait, say that again.
$500 million for 2 movies.
Oh, so it's like 250?
I don't know, maybe 300, 200, but it's
Wait,
a lot.
sorry.
For
When you say
500.
two movies, we're watching the first trailer
It's
or
part
the
1, right, Pratt?
Yeah, I think so. It's part 1. Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be 2 movies.
Let's see.
Let's watch it.
Use headphones.
Okay.
Brad, where's our headphones?
Is it fully VFX?
Fully? I mean, there's a
No,
human
that's
in there.
human.
Whoa.
Wow. So it's live action mixed with heavy VFX.
Oh,
Are those meta humans?
I don't know. Wow, okay, this shot looks good.
Ooh, flying elephant.
Whoa! Brad, it looks like you. Oh, wow. Wow. Go back to that shot.
This is the god?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you know, I would put this on my
Dude,
wallpaper.
It's produced by Sony? Yeah.
Sony, no, it's
Sony
under
Pictures.
Sony, yeah. Wow. Whoa. Go back.
Can you let us watch?
No, bro, what a
This is a
shot.
cool shot.
Okay, let's continue. We'll get into the detail.
That's Krish?
Is it Krish?
Is it Krish? Brad, is it Krish?
No, it's not Chris, bro.
Oh shit!
Bollywood God of War.
Dude,
Lord
I
of the
love
Rings mix.
I love the outfits.
Why I have a feeling the same gods appeared in Varun's game too.
Yeah, it revolves around the same universe.
Oh,
Then
shit.
it makes
yes,
sense.
That's it. The gods are familiar.
What did they say, Brad? Oh, okay. Thank you. Finally.
तुम्हारे लिए 14 वर्ष का वनवास
14 years of exile. Ramayana Saniya,
Oh, you're singing it
Ramayana
wrong.
Saniya.
अब हमारा भाग्य
It became romantic from action.
Chiki.
मुझे स्वीकार है
Oh,
जनस्थान की राजकुमारी सूट न खाओ
वो मोहित हो गए हैं आप पे
wait, did she just?
Why did
Did he just slash the girl?
Yeah.
Can't do that in Western culture nowadays. They can do it here.
ना उसका अपमान। रावण तीनों लोगों का स्वामी है, तो तीनों लोगों के सामने उसका वध करूंगा। मैं अपनी सीता को वापस लाऊंगा।
My Sita. Who is Sita?
His wife.
Oh,
Tupac.
whoa. Okay, the VFX is nice.
The VFX.
The
Really
VFX is good.
Cool. I'm just wondering how many VFX artists worked on this, and I think if the VFX artists from India, they worked on it with love. It's
Yeah,
like they're
yeah.
So the movie is coming out during Diwali in 2026.
Hans Zimmer?
Go back.
Yes, that was Hans Zimmer. I'm pretty sure that was Hans Zimmer. Yeah.
Wow,
Hans
A.R.
Zimmer.
Rahman and Hans Zimmer. Wow. That's why the budget of 500 million. We bring Hans Zimmer and Dineg.
Nitesh Tiwari. Wow.
Okay, this is cool. This is cool.
Wow.
Wow. That was
I
interesting. Thank you
wanna-
guys for letting us know to watch it. It
Wait,
gave
it's not
me-
finished. It's not finished.
It's not finished.
ये
That's a
राम
long-
के युग का आरंभ है।
Oh, it is like a
You know, it's a
game.
mix of God of War,
Wukong,
Wukong
but for India.
for India, and Lord of the Rings a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, it had
Lord
all
of the
the
Rings,
elements.
Wukong, and God of
Yeah,
War of India.
mix.
Brad, are we right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like that.
Yeah, it comes out probably in October. Diwali is in October, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can watch it
Dude,
in October.
first on movies trending chart.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow. How many?
I mean,
views?
India's backing it
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
so
yeah.
what do you expect?
20 million views only in 5 days. But yeah, that was cool.
Can
that
we
was
watch
cool.
it again?
No,
I want to see the good shots.
no.
Okay, can we just watch the part where he throws the arrow up in the sky at the very end? What a freaking shot that is. I know the amount of pain the guys have gone through. Look at that. Look at that.
That was cool.
So
that was cool.
And then the ending is like a
I
video
think it will
game
come to
wallpaper.
cinemas. I think it will come to cinemas here. Definitely.
We should go and watch it. We should go and watch it.
You want to watch it?
Of course. No,
After
it looks
that, you'll
beautiful.
have butter chicken. If you
Okay.
can give me butter chicken, then we're gonna go and watch it.
We should vlog it, have butter
Can we
chicken
have-
and laddu.
Can we have curry popcorn while we have it?
What?
Curry popcorn. Pratt, butter chicken popcorn.
I think
Not
even
butter
I think
popcorn.
even Indians wouldn't approve of that.
Indians
What do you
would
mean
eat
curry?
anything.
Curry,
Why
Brad, would
not?
you like curry popcorn?
Yes, he would try.
Dude, look at his
Yes.
face.
Yes.
Look at
Say
his
yes.
face.
Say
No.
No.
I'll try it myself. I'm not
Would you
gonna
like
give it-
somak popcorn?
Shouldn't be that bad. Somak on everything is good.
On popcorn?
Why not? You have everything on popcorn: caramel, butter,
Yeah, that's what
cheese,
people have.
Oreo.
Yeah.
You have your own popcorn.
I don't have
mine
Oreo
on.
popcorn. When did I have Oreo popcorn?
In Canada.
No, I
Oppenheimer.
didn't.
Yes.
Oreo
It wasn't
popcorn?
Oreo?
It wasn't Oreo
I think it
popcorn.
wasn't Oreo. It wasn't Oreo.
Lies.
Okay.
Dude, this was insane.
That was amazing.
Okay, before we started the show, I remember Pratt explicitly asked me not to ask him about the lore. So, Pratt, I'm going to explicitly ask you, tell us about the lore. Why? Because when we reviewed another Indian film last time, Pratt was so kind to share with us what he thought the lore was, and you guys destroyed him in the comments.
Now it's
I remember
another chance for you guys to
I
destroy
remember
him.
India united in the comment section saying, no, Pratt, you're wrong about this. You're wrong about that.
So, Pratt, why
Let's
don't you
have
give
it
us a
again.
rundown of what is the lore of Ramayana?
So the lore is there's a king and queen.
Okay.
Before the children are born, the king is in a war. He gets hurt really badly, and his wife saves him. So the king says, "I'm gonna give you 2 wild cards. Like you can ask anything you want from me, and I'm gonna give it to you."
Like a Bugatti and a villa.
yeah.
Yeah, Bugatti and a villa. What would the wife want?
Okay.
What is your wild card?
No, wait, I don't have one. I can give you Claude credits
Claude
and
credit.
ChatGPT credits, all max plan.
And he, if I'm not wrong, he had another wife and he had children with that wife. And the king decided that the
Legend.
second wife's children is the child is the best one to sit on the throne. So he is the next generation that's gonna take care of my kingdom.
Right. But the first wife was the one who saved him.
Yes. So there was this maid who chit chatted with the first wife, and she said that, oh, if the second wife's child becomes the king, your child would become beggars or something, because they don't own the kingdom. They're gonna be kicked
So
out.
she
of
pulled the damn wild card.
Yes. So yeah, she did that, and then the king had to say that you have to go. You have to go for 14 years into the forest.
Wait, to who?
To the son.
To the son,
To
yeah.
the son of the second wife.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the son, his brother, and his wife, they go on into the jungle, and then
Pratt, are they correcting you on Instagram?
Brad is reading the comments.
Shit, I got it wrong.
no, somebody just commented, pronounce Ramayan right. Say
What is it?
Ramayan.
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 Yes. So
Ramayan.
We are getting correction from Instagram Live now.
Ramayan.
so they went.
Isn't
to
it
the-
Ramayana? What is the A at the end?
Let the Indian talk, bro. How do you
No, I'm
know?
just- I'm just-
Ramayan.
Ramayan.
Yeah.
So they went to the jungle, and then you saw the shot where the girl comes and he slashes her with the sword.
Yes.
So that girl tries to seduce the husband. Okay, and she's a random girl. She just met in the jungle. They don't have any connection.
We
But
don't get
because-
those girls in the jungle.
You need to look at
You
the
go to the jungle. You
I've
should
been
go
to
out.
the jungle.
You should go out once in
We
a while.
have spent time in the jungle. The
You
only
should
thing
go
we had was
out
a bear
there.
coming to attack us.
That's
and
what you
take our
get when you go
fucking-
to jungle in Canada.
Okay, and then?
So she tried to seduce him, and then the brother stepped in and he was like, just get away. And he slashes her. He cuts her nose and ears. So that girl goes back to her brother, and then
Oh, this
that
is a Bollywood
it's
movie.
a whole
Okay,
revenge
okay.
story.
yeah. We had enough.
But what about all these superpowers in the middle?
So
but
these
the
guys-
Spoiler.
Wait, no,
back-
it's not a spoiler.
Back in the days, gods kind of existed on Earth,
Yeah.
and
Demigods
that's why they
or
have powers.
gods?
They're gods. It's a reincarnation.
Okay.
Like anytime there will be any problem, one of the gods will just like come down here, and then he will take care of stuff.
Okay.
So because they cannot like directly just go and grab somebody and be like, oh, I'm a god, I'm gonna do this. They have like a whole process behind it,
Right.
because they cannot like interfere with their own system.
I see.
So technically, he's a god. He came here to try to fix things, and then these things happened, and there's a whole revenge story. He goes there. His wife gets kidnapped, by the way.
The first?
No,
The
yeah.
second?
I'm already lost
Not the
in the
king.
lore.
They're lost.
No,
You
I
are
know.
also lost.
No,
First,
I know exactly.
second,
No, I'm actually trying to
third,
figure this out.
fourth.
No, this
No,
is an
it's
interesting
it's
story.
like I tell you Lord of the Rings now by words. It's multiple families,
simple.
multiple locations.
Actually, the lore can be told very simply.
Repeat the lore.
There is a ring.
Ring?
There are multiple rings.
Oh,
made-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you
Oh, I
just said
thought
Lord of
you
the
were
Rings.
Ramayana.
There are multiple rings.
Okay. How many? How many?
4 or 5.
Bro,
6,
bro.
4, 12 rings. 12 rings. 12 more, but they end up
No.
having only one
Wait.
at the end.
How many humans will get? How many dwarves will get? How many elves will get?
333.
No,
Fuck, I don't remember the exact number, but I just know that there were rings.
Bro, the Lord
And
of
there
the
was
Rings-
one ring at the end to rule them
Rule
all, which
them
was
all.
Sauron's ring.
Thank you, bro.
And
The
then
Lord
they
of the Rings
slash
is
his
gonna
finger.
kill
They
us.
slash his finger to
Who
get
did
the
it?
ring
Who
and the
did it?
hobbits.
Who did it?
It was one of the humans.
Isildur.
Aragorn's ancestors.
Ancestors.
Yeah?
Yes.
Was it? It was one of his ancestors.
Isildur.
So Isildur gets the ring,
Yes.
and then they hand it over to the hobbits. The hobbits
No,
get
they
it.
don't hand it over.
Gandalf
It
gives it to the
no,
hobbit.
it goes into the river.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you're destroying Lord of the Rings, guys. Thank
No,
you
no,
very
no,
much
no.
for watching
Wait.
the show. I'm embarrassed to
No,
be
no.
your brother. We watched it 200 times.
Yeah, he goes, he wants to protect the ring because he becomes too attached to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Gollum finds it, and then
Yeah.
Gollum loses it, bro.
Yeah,
bro,
okay,
bro.
now I remember. Thank you. You're refreshing my memory.
Thank you very much.
But you see, the story is quite simple.
Not that simple.
I'm
But
just
okay.
joking. But okay, let's go back to this.
Okay. So, yeah. So the
God.
demon. Yeah. So the demon's sister tried to seduce Ram, which is the main character of the story.
Okay.
And because she was trying to seduce Ram, she noticed that, oh, he's married. He has a wife. So let me go and hurt the wife or something like that. And that's why the brother stepped in. So like, let's say if you have a wife and there's another girl and that girl is trying to hurt your wife, of course your brother's going to step in and be like, hold on, you cannot do that.
Maybe.
Right? That's what happened. And then the girl who got damaged went back to her brother. The brother was pissed that what is this going on and all this shit. You disrespected my sister. And then he comes back and he kidnaps your wife.
You know,
Just watch the fucking movie,
Technically-
man. Why do you want to get the lore
no,
like
technically,
this?
you know,
Okay, wait. Repeat the lore. Repeat the lore right now. You asked for it?
before
Repeat it.
I will in
Okay.
a moment, but essentially what I'm hearing, it's exactly the kind of Indian TV shows my mom and Iranian women used to watch on TV, but now it's just with all of their powers
Superpowers, yes.
and incredible VFX, but it's the same, it's a family feud in a sense.
Yeah.
It's a family feud.
Bro,
all
even
the-
Game of Thrones is a family feud.
All the ancient
Yeah.
epics are family.
Yes. Now repeat the lore
Not-
for
not
us.
Star
Faraz.
Wars is not a family feud.
It is his father.
No,
Sorry
Star
for
Wars is not-
spoilers. Well, everybody else, if you haven't watched
should have
Star-
already watched
if you
Star
haven't
Wars
watched Star Wars by
Yeah.
now, what are you doing? Don't watch
No.
this show. Go
No,
watch
no.
Star Wars.
No, but essentially,
You are
What
running away from repeating the lore. Everybody knows it. We are waiting.
there
for-
is a father who's a king.
no. That
And he has
part
a
everybody
wife. He has
knows.
a wife. No, he has a wife. And his wife saves him during war. And so he gives her 2 wild cards, which means you can ask me anything at any time and I'll give it to you. And then he gets a second wife. And the second
No,
wife
he
wants
already
a
had
son.
the second wife.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't
he
have the
already
second
had
wife.
the-
No,
already had-
No, he didn't.
Oh, he gets the second wife.
Come on, girl. I know the lore.
Hey, you want to play? What
You
is
just
this
have you're
riddle
just,
again?
no, listen, you're just 4 years older than me, so you have 4 years more context of Lord of the Rings, okay? That's
Bro,
unfair.
you just screwed the Lord of the Rings. You said Isildur gave the ring to the hobbits. Talking in the grave now is like shaking.
But yeah, you get the I mean there's a ring, there's a ring that is precious.
Thank you, but
Sorry.
I think we
I love
covered-
Lord of the Rings, by
Yeah.
the way. Don't judge me. I think instead of Pratt this time I'm gonna get criticized for Lord of the Rings. We will watch the film. I would love
For
to watch
sure.
the film. I love the VFX. Farhad is in a hurry. He doesn't want me to review the VFX. Maybe we should do a whole video about it.
yeah, for sure.
Because I really want to watch it. Actually, I can't even properly do it here. I need to watch it in front of me and analyze the VFX. If you guys want to see that, like a 3D artist react to the trailer,
We did
would
it on
love to do it.
Bahubali. If you
We did it
remember.
on Bahubali.
Bahubali.
Can't even say the
Thank
goddamn
you.
name,
Thank
man.
you for saying
Say it
it
again.
right. Bahubali.
Thank you. Pratt, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. If it's not right, you're
Yeah.
gonna now get criticized in the comments for it.
Bahubali, you said it right.
I think that's a wrap.
Yep. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching. We are going to be back on Friday.